So the day of the accident, it was just a regular day. It was the Monday of Labor Day, and we were going to go out and just do one of our 50-mile rides that, just we'd normally done.
And we were, having fun. He helped push me up a hill when I was struggling, like joking around. And shortly after, we were kind of racing, and then who could beat who down the hill. And my dad ended up going first, then me. Eric was right behind me, and I was about to turn around and say something to him, and I look, and all of a sudden I just see he's halfway flipped over.
So I woke up, it was like eight days later, and my mom had walked in, and I said, I didn't really think that was a big deal. And I think at that time I didn't even really know what had happened. I was just laying in a hospital bed that I remember. I had 2 brain bleeds on the back of my head, potentially going to have to cut into my skull and let the pressure out. Thankfully, by the grace of God, they didn't have to do that, and the swelling and everything went down. Because it was during COVID, the only family was really allowed to be in was one person at a time. So I was going through like a lot of emotions, like up and down sadness, I think, as Kelsey would recall, just because, the brain injury really affects like everything. When you have a brain injury, you kind of go through like some depression and everything, and basically coming to grips with, hey, you almost died, and like God saved you through it. But there's still like the chemical part that almost seems like the devil's on the other side saying, hey, I almost got you, basically. Top of being, I'm in the hospital. Kelsey's a stay-at-home mom for our son at the time. We didn't know, okay, how are we gonna pay for our mortgage, our bills? Are we gonna go homeless? I think I was worried at one point, like, what's gonna happen to the house? Like, what are we gonna do? Thankfully, my sister-in-law started a GoFundMe for me that far exceeded like anything we could have imagined, like and help from the community and other random people I didn't even know were donating. And luckily my work has a short-term disability that I didn't really know about. We didn't really have to worry about that, so God really provided for me in that time, which he just was kind of like caught me when I fell down, basically.
Being the support person for him, it was a big, wild ride, and I think if I didn't have faith and a belief in God, I probably would have crumbled. I mean, I felt like this strength came out of me I didn't know I had, and I know that was God. That wasn't, just me. That was, him saying, it's gonna be okay, and I never felt like things weren't gonna be okay in the end. I just didn't know how long it was gonna take, and there were some views that weren't so good. But I just had this, voice in my head that was saying, like, it's gonna be okay, like, trust in me, have faith. And, I did, and I never lose that hope, and I think that really helped in the end.
19 days in the hospital is a long time, so if we didn't have that community behind us and a community of believers too behind us, I don't know where we would be or what anyone would have done. Family and faith is everything, and getting to spend that extra time with my son, while the injury itself may not have been great, it was, I think, part of the reason why God let it happen was just to kind of connect with them and really get to be together. So life today is a lot of changing diapers and potty training, but I wouldn't have it any other way. We were able to,
You really don't take anything for granted anymore. Even the little things feel like big things now.
Yeah, I think I get more sentimental and emotional about things because you just don't know if it's going to be your last moment.
Yes, we still continue to do triathlons. We still continue to swim, bike, and run, and still safely, new helmets, updated helmets, always helmets.
My last race, I just did half Ironman in Oconomowoc. It was fun to get back to the camaraderie with the other athletes and just kind of be a light and a leader to other people that may not know. Like anyone who I got in contact with, I talked about it, and then it brings up a faith conversation too, as to why, how did I make it through, and
I like to call him my walking and talking miracle.
So this experience has really solidified my belief in Christ and his works, and keeping me safe, not only dying on the cross for me, but saving me from this terrible accident because I'm an example, a walking, talking example of God's grace.